All right, now that's the importance of this decision making, and at what level you might be get a decision. It depends on different decisions. Like as a family member, you can have a decision, but once it comes to organization level, they have different decision strategies. So you have to adhere for those decisions according to the requirement. So basically, some decisions are very common, and like it's very common decision nowadays. You have to take a lot of decisions, whether I'll go to Colombo or not, whether I'll go to this place or not, whether I'll purchase this item or not, whether I'll have sufficient fuel or not. Do I need to pay a lot of money for this thing? So now it's a very common decision. Everyone is taking this decision, and sometimes it might be like exceptionally valuable. Some decisions might be exceptionally valuable. Now you have to come to the real world, and you have to understand this value of these decisions. Some of your decisions might be correct, some of decisions might be correct. Now you can get some sort of experience, real world experience on these things. Although the value of improving single one of these decisions may be small, improving hundreds of thousands of these small decisions add up to large annual value. So every day, daily basis, you are taking some sort of decision, and even hourly basis, sometimes you are taking a decision that affects a lot. At the end of the day, if you sum up, if you take all the decisions that you have took in last year or last 5 years or last decade, it affects you to come to this place. There was a lot of decisions you took last 5 years to come to this place, to learn this thing. Sometimes you haven't thought to come to this faculty and this department and learn this subject. That wasn't your expected level. Sometimes your dream was something else. Due to some reason, some modifications, you might be in here. But finally, somehow you took a decision to come this place. That's why you fill the form, right? So it's a UGC form, the application. If you didn't take that decision, you might be never here. If you skip it, you might be not in here. That's obvious case. And different levels of decision making. There are strategic decision making. Last week we spoke a little bit on this. I'm just going to polish the same thing. These decisions are usually concerned with the major objectives of the organization, such as, do we need to change the core business we are in? Nowadays, many decision makers, the organizational level strategical decision makers, do have this problem. The big heads, they have to take a decision whether we purchase this raw material or not. You know, some of organizations almost give up to purchase some sort of raw materials, especially middle and small scale businesses do not have sufficient funds to purchase. So the purchasing cycles are going something like misbehaving nowadays because of this cost of the raw materials mainly. So it's a big decision now. The organizational directors, board of directors, CEO, and strategical planners, they should have to take this decision. They also consider the policies of the organization. Do we, as an example, do we want to support affirmation action? Is that required or not? Nowadays, most of the organizations which is having like salaries are paying in USD or GDP or something, some foreign country, not Sri Lankan rupees, LKR. Anyone having this experience? Your one of brother or father or mother, sister or someone paid dollars or something? No. Now the policies are changing. Get in touch, check. Right. Right. The management control. Now, what is this management control? These decisions affect the use of resources. As an example, do we need to find a different supplier of packing? The raw materials are going to be changed. Sorry, the cost might be going to change. So need to do some modifications. Now the management control is working on that. It's not a strategic decision. It's a management control. The strategic decision is the find to like, do we need to have this core business? We need to change, right? That's why I just started at the beginning. Okay. Now you can understand, all right, that the strategic decision is much, much broader than management control. Management level decisions also determine the performance of the operation unit, such as how much is the bottleneck in production affecting overall profit or the loss of the organization. Now, these management level decisions also determine the performance. What are the bottlenecks? What are the places that got stuck? It's not moving. The functionalities are not performing well. Some issues are there. So the management control is supposed to solve these kinds of things, problems. Identify the bottlenecks. If you'd really like to know, there's a method called process mining. Under the process mining, there are different strategies available to find these bottlenecks. You might like have a search on this process mining and how the processes can be recreate or re-engineered according to the business requirements and solve these bottlenecks or remove these bottlenecks. There are different tactics available. So, and further, like knowledge level decision making. This is another very important decision making once it comes to an organization. These decisions determine new ideas or improvements to current products or services. Now, once it comes to research and development, what they are doing, they have new ideas. They're proposing new ideas. Sometimes they are experimenting lot of things, and they are finding, all right, this kind of improvement can be do for this product or the service. It's a research and development work. Some of organizations have different section called research and development. They do different experiments and come up with solutions. Most of organizations do have this research and development team. Decision make at this level could be, do we need to find new chocolate recipe that results radically different state for our candy bar? There's already going on one production, one thing is going on already. Now, do we need to have a new recipe? Now, if I take different restaurants available, now I don't want to tell the names, right? I don't want to tell the names. but they're advertising time to time different recipes, different tastes. They're changing time to time. They want to entertain the customers with different tastes. Think about these soap manufacturers. They change in time to time. The color and ingredients, smell, all of these are changing. Who told to change? These knowledge level decision makers are told, all right, we want to change this product now. Because after a while, people might get bored. That's the reality. There are different operational controls available, right? These decisions are determined specific tasks that support decisions made at the strategic or managerial level. Determine specific tasks that support decisions made at the strategic or managerial levels. It's a support decisions. Operational control. How many candy bars do we need to produce today? Now it's a big question. Even big companies having this issue. The expiries. Have you seen 50 off? 50 off. Why they are giving it 50 off? Because they love us, right? That's the reason. 50 off. Big discounts. They don't love us at all. What they want to do, they want to sell at the bare minimum price at least to cover the operational cost or the production cost. That's why they are giving these offers. Because within next couple of weeks, this product might get expired, so they can't sell this product at all. So they need to throw it away. To avoid that unwanted circumstance, what the production and manufacturing companies are doing, they're giving a big discount, 50 off. Sometimes for a customer, is 50 off a best buy. Let's discuss what are the types of decisions. Structured decisions. Now, as the name implies, the repetitive and routine. And decision makers can follow the definite procedure for handling them for efficient. Now, structured decisions are quite easy. As an example, if you want to purchase some item, it's a personal requirement for us. Today dinner, it's very structured decision. If we have sufficient amount, we can go for a restaurant and have our dinner. If we don't have time, money, and other things like other factors, we stay with the bread and butter. Unstructured decisions. Now, these are very complex. On the other hand, those in which decision maker must provide judgment, evaluation, and insights into the problem definition. This is quite complex, really hard to solve because different reasons might be there. The data is unstructured, or the environment is changing rapidly, or the customer requirements might be changed rapidly, or incorrect decision that we have made time back. There are enormous of reasons might be there. Somehow, These unstructured decisions, the unstructured decision taking is quite hard. It's a science and art. Why state that it's a science and art. You need to have some sort of scientific background, scientific knowledge, at least statistics, data science, operational knowledge, or subject matter expertise to take a decision. If you don't have any subject matter expertise, you can't take any unstructured decision properly. As an example, for an insurance company, if they want to sell the maximum insurance or sell insurances to the customers, general insurance, so the life insurance, they could take unstructured decision because this year person might be changed next year. Vehicle insurance, they might change rapidly. How to entertain our customer forever? Unstructured decision. There are different reasons. Even the one of friend can be influenced to take a decision for your next vehicle insurance. You are purchasing the next insurance. So in the organizational level, it's a quite complex story. How to take an unstructured decision. In the middle of this, there are semi-structured decisions. There are some part, it consists of a clear interpretation or a clear cut. This is the process that we have to follow. And there's a blurred area. The organization don't know, no idea at all. Nowadays, real situation nowadays, big troubles. It's like partially solved, not fully. The decisions are quite complex nowadays. Most of the things like fuel, it's partially, obviously, you have some sort of clear understanding. All right, my vehicle requires another 10 liters. Now the problem is whether I should purchase it today or not. You might say, oh, sir, quicker, as soon as possible, because we don't know what happens tomorrow, isn't it? It's because it's unstructured decision. We don't have any idea what happens this floating structure. It's quite complex. All right, these are the types of decisions. I think you are good time to have a small revision activity. Let me quickly share the link with you. You can take 1 point after attending this activity. I have shared the link in the chat. Kindly start. It's just 2 minutes worth. I don't think so. It requires 2 minutes either. Don't take a lot of time, please. Quickly finish it. Any questions? I think almost submitted except few. Yeah, I think almost everyone submitted. Thank you for your responses. I think it's quite easy question, right? It's quite easy question. So basically, good. Everyone say yes. Thank you. Your assignment related discussions we'll do at the last 15 minutes. We'll do last 10 minutes or something under the questions. Right? You can post the questions that you have related to this visas and other stuff, but I take my time at that. That makes good for everyone. All right. Right. Back again to the discussion. The stages of decision making. What are the stages of decision making? Now, the first stage is intelligence. We'll assume that that's the first decision. Is that so? Yes. Obviously, yes. Because until we are discovering the problem, we can't solve anything. Now, I don't like to discuss these political things, but if you wisely think about this, we are asking for something political issue. That's not the question that if I'm in there, I should ask. I should tell, give the money back, take that person to the jail and ask where's the money. That's the, not to go home, can't go to jail. Go to the jail. That's the problem discovered. That's the, go to the jail and take the money back to Sri Lanka. That's the only thing that we can do, not go home. Right? Go home won't solve the problem. This is the problem discovery. Everywhere there's a problem to be discovered. What is the problem? What is the problem? You have to understand what's the problem first of all, initiate. Without that, we can't take a decision properly. Even myself, I have a lot of problem discoveries. What's the problem? Bias. Bias. One thing is bias. It's very subjective. This is another problem in my consideration. Subjective. Biasness. Some people bias for some other people. So these are the problem discoveries. What is the problem? You have to apply the intelligence in here. When it comes to production, if there are a lot of defects are there, we have to identify what's the problem, initial level. Then we have to have a design for that. Solution discovery. What are the possible solutions? For a given problem, there might be multiple solutions. It might be not the one of, there might be multiple solutions, but one of the solutions is the best fit by considering cost, effectiveness, other factors like if it is like political thing, different things, subject matters, sociological problems, different things. Different solutions might be there, economical solutions for the same problem. One single problem can be solved in different manner. So what are the possibilities? All possibilities. If we require to have another stage, we can go back and ask the same question. What is the problem? Is this fit for us? As an example, our productions do have unwanted chocolates, like expiries are there. So it's a big problem. The problem is expiries. What are the possible solutions? One possible solution is minimizing the unwanted chocolate creation or the manufacturing. Minimize. But it might be cost for some another thing. What's the problem again? There might be source of chocolates in the racks, not chocolates. And then our profit might be go down. One solution is there. Yeah, it's an acceptable solution. We have a lot of expiries. The solution is we want to minimize or the reduce the production of a number of chocolates. We have to produce only limited chocolates. It causes again another problem. What's the problem? People are waiting for chocolate, but not chocolate at all. So the profit is getting low and our goodwill might be got low. There are situations like in Sri Lanka. You have a number of examples for these things. There are sufficient cows in Sri Lanka, but no production at all for some reason. It's a problem and solution. Right. Now, we'll assume we have 5 solutions for the same question. There are 5 solutions: economical solution with a different aspect and some another aspect someone is telling. All right. These kinds of solutions are there. Then we have to choose the best solution. It's a competition again. Choice. It's a competition. Competition. Here is the choice once it comes to the best choice. Then we have to implement the choice, selected one. I'll explain the same thing using another example, which is much familiar for you. The solution is creating much researchers or the knowledge to the world. My requirement is to hire you, the university. What is the problem? Finding the best possible head by the most intelligent student in this year, 2020 or 2020 A-levels or 2021 A-levels. My question is, what's the problem? Problem is finding the best students around in Sri Lanka. What are the possible solutions? I can have vivas, interviews, different solutions are there, including GCE A-levels. GCE A-level is one solution. There are multiple solutions. GCE A-level is not the only solution available to find the best student around here. There are multiple solutions, but the best fit is GCE A-levels. That's a choice. That's a choice. That's why the government implemented GCE A-level as finding the best student in this year. Right? Got the point? GCE A-level is the best choice. So it's a decision-making process. Now you might go through the same process time to time. Probably you have done this thing. The only thing is you don't know the theory behind that. That's it. You have gone through the same process time to time. Problem discovery, solution discovery, choosing the solutions and solution testing. Sometimes that might be not the best solution, but then we have to go back and forth and find what's the best choice, best design, the best intelligence. Once it comes to decision support systems, those are usually unstructured decisions. These are usually unstructured decisions. Why it's unstructured decisions? We don't have much formal data gathering. Focused on specific decisions, classes of decisions. Sometimes it's specifying the decision, or it might be classes of decisions. As an example, last month, your family go around your family members, your what we call neighbors or aunts, uncles, grandfathers, grandfathers' sons' home, grandmother's sons' home, and daughter's home, and lot. There are different classes of decisions at that time. Whereas the first home we have to go, it might influence the geolocation that they have currently living, or the relationship. They have much stronger relationship. There might be one of your family member nearby you, but they are not much closely. They are not much close with you. So what you have done, you go far away. The most close relationship that you have, and enjoy with them. Then you back. Then you go to the least or the nearest family member's house. These are the classes of decisions. End user control of data, tools, and sessions. Emphasize change, flexibility, quick responses. This is obviously decision support systems should be much quick responses. Especially nowadays, you might have heard this stream processing, real-time data analytics. All of these are quick responses, and it's flexible, plug and play. Different add-ons are there. We can modify decision support systems according to our requirement, according to the requirement. Present the forms of graphics. We can visualize. We can present the stuff to the audience. Develop through prototyping, iterative processes. Decision supporting systems are, there's a possibility to create these systems as a prototype, and we can include iterative processes to enhance. What is this iterative process? Iterative process is something like at the beginning we get some work and do some modification and enhance it and check whether this enhancement is worked us or not. Then we can have another iteration and we can check the enhancement works or not. Then we can do another enhancement and we can go. Likewise, iteratively we can develop the same product. Same product we can iteratively develop. These are different stages. Same product, but it enhances. I think your mobile phone, the camera system, time back, it has only one back camera and front camera. Nowadays, if I'm not mistaken, 5 or 7 cameras are there. Iteratively, 10 has 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, 3 becomes 4, 4 becomes 5, 7, and it's going to be enhanced more and more. And much, much sophisticated and fantastic imaginary they are creating, these cameras. Isn't it? It's an iterative process. It enhances a lot. And different types of decision supporting systems. The very first one is data-driven decision supporting systems, which is the most influential nowadays. There are different decision supporting systems, obvious, but nowadays the trend or the market or the most influence is this data-driven decision supporting system. Data-driven decision supporting systems take massive amount of data available through the company's transaction processing system. You know about this transaction processing system. If you haven't attended to this last lecture, and if you haven't go through the video, now you might think, what is this transaction processing system? Please go through. This is a chain. I'm going through a chain. So if one missed, then the other one might be a little bit hectic for you. To avoid these circumstances, unwanted circumstances, please go through and revise time to time. I'm not giving unwanted pressure, right? I'm not giving unwanted pressure at all by having quizzes each week and so on and so forth. Just giving very flexible environment for you to run. Most of the time it's like open-ended, but you take this advantage. These systems include data warehouse and analysis systems. What are these data warehouse? Anyone? Data warehousing? Any ideas, any comments, thoughts? Data warehouse, anyone? Okay, you might learn these things then later on. So somehow a data warehouse is just another place. Oh, there are answers. Kind of a database management system. Yeah, thank you. Place to store big data. Yeah, thank you. All right, thank you. So basically, data warehouse is a place that store large amount of data. There are concepts like data lakes, pipelines, and so on and so forth. But in general concept, in very basic or very high level, a data warehouse is just a place to store the data, your historical data, analysis systems, executive information systems. We was discussed this thing also last week. Business intelligence. Any ideas on this business intelligence? Anyone? What do you mean by a business intelligence system? BI? All right, we'll come to that. There's an answer, we'll see. A system that uses artificial intelligence to make decisions. Obviously, that's a good answer. Uh, that's a good answer, but business intelligence do have one aspect as artificial intelligence. There are some more. Right? That's good answer. System that can analyze and collect day to day. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Basically, that's a repository analyzing. Yeah. Will take for now. That's fine. Right. For now, that's fine. A system where store the data and gather the data. It's not actually. It's a little bit far beyond just gathering and storing the data. There are some more functionalities available once it comes to business intelligence. Have you learned One BI, Microsoft, or any other BI tool? No. Yeah, that's a good concept. Combined business analytics and data mining can make wonderful decisions. Okay, have learned a little bit about Power BI. All right, good. Emphasize access to and implementation of large databases, structured and time series of internal and external data. So the time series analysis is a totally different story. It's like a big or a massive subject area. I don't want to go ins and outs, but in general terms, it's just plotting the data against time. As an example, something happens in 9 a.m. 9 a.m. and we'll take the humidity, right? Humidity 9 o'clock this much, and 10 o'clock is this much, 11 o'clock and this much. The x-axis always time, but arguments are there, right? Arguments are there. In general terms, we'll take this is a basic time series, but don't get simple. Time series is something quite easy, but it's quite complex, right? It's quite complex. There's a question: can we use ERP system as a decision supporting system? ERP system is a much detailed and breadth it has a much breadth rather a depth. It has a breadth. A lot of components are integrated. So the focus on ERP is not decision supporting. But if you want to configure to generate the data, like if you consider ERP as a transaction processing system, then we can take ERP system, the data generated from ERP to decision supporting system. but we can't state ERP is a decision support system. There are much functionalities in decision support system rather than ERP. All right, we'll go a little bit further under this subject matter. A type of decision supporting system, that is a data-driven supporting system. That's main focus on this business analytics subject area. So I think you are the most what we call expertise in this area. So, but I just want to see how it's progressed. Business analytics. The process of developing actionable decisions or recommendations for actions based on insights generated from historical data. Now, business analytics, if this is the definition for business analytics, do you agree with this? Any arguments? Anything you want to add or remove? Yeah, there are. Agree, and also can do future trend prediction with historical data. Good, very good. Business analytics covers, this definition covers the enhancement, like the core concepts. It's a process of developing actionable decisions. We can take decisions which is not actionable at all. It's just a suggestion. But business analytics is the process of developing actionable decisions. We're supposed to give some sort of action at the end of the day, like a dashboard. Or recommendations. We can provide some sort of recommendations, whether we go or not. We produce this soap or not. We stop this production or not. Do we continue the business in Sri Lanka or not? We can give some sort of recommendations for actions based on the insights generated from historical data. So all the insights was generated from historical data. The golden rule is history is not the future. Remind that. History is not the future. Now is the best time. What are the rules? Those rules are generated by myself. Number one, history is not the future. History is not the future. Number two, now is the best time. All right. Keep these rules with you. I'm giving free of charge. But we can take historical data and take some decision based on historical data. We assume, we believe history will occur with a small deviation. But there are situations which is having a big deviations. As an example, what happens in COVID-19 period. Or if I used a system 2018 and I thought, all right, my business will be double in 2019 and 20. Is that truth? No, that's not the truth. But now is the best time. You can take a decision now. Historical data can support you to take that decision. Got the point? Usually business analytics involves with these three stages. The first one, business analytics, examines the data with variety of tools and techniques. There are a lot of tools and techniques, different names, different license, different objectives. Data collection or the data extraction, data processing, or sometimes reprocessing, a lot of things. Once you gather the data properly, clean the data and do everything in here, then it can formulate the descriptive, predictive, or prescriptive modules according to our requirement. We can design models simply. After completing this model, we can communicate the results to the organizational decision makers. Right? According to our model, we have to produce 2,000 chocolates today. That's the organizational decision. Got the point? Why we need business analytics? That's a big question. Business analytics can answer questions such as what happened, how many, how often, where the problem is, what are the actions needed, why is this happening, what will happen if these trends continue, what will happen next, what is the best or the worst can happen, what actions should take organization to take, achieve various successful business outcomes, a lot of things. Business analytics can answer all of these questions. What happened? What was happened? Why you got low results? It might be your lecturer is supporting for someone else, or lecturer could not understand what you are telling, or you haven't learned, or YouTube consume your time, or Facebook consume your time, or someone else, or there's a family problem, or there might be some economical problem. All of these can be told using your historical data. Similarly, a business, why my business is not growing well? Why my business is staying as it is? Why my business is going to be bankrupt? So these kinds of questions can be answered using data. Let's come to business intelligence, which is very common or a similar context into business analytics, especially once it comes to decision systems, decision supporting systems. A broad category of applications, technologies, and procedures for gathering, storing, accessing, and analyzing data to help business users make data decisions. Now, obviously this definition much towards like business analytics. So there are a lot of arguments that business intelligence can be described as business analytics. Business analytics or business intelligence can be described as business analytics. There are different arguments there. There's a question, data mining and AI decision making can take as intelligent decision supporting. Obviously, yes. All right. Managers and decision making. This is the place that takes the decision. Now we learn different decision structures, decision supporting systems, and so on and so forth. But who is the giant or the main or the head? Managers. Managers taking the decision by different aspects. Management is processed by which an organization achieve its goals through the use of resources, people, money, materials, and so on and so forth. Now, these are the inputs. Now, let's see this input and other stuff. The organizational inputs are people, money, materials, and information. These are the fundamental organizational inputs. If there's no people, you can't grow. If there's no funds or money, you can't grow. No materials at all, no resources at all, you can't grow. Especially no information at all, you can't grow. So the organizational productivity considered from these inputs to output, achieving the organizational goals. I'll take an example in here. Now, I'm going to start a software company. My objective or my organizational goal is to develop one of the best software in the world for like Microsoft Word. This is my objective or the goal. Now I want to take good people or the employees, the funds, materials in the sense, it might be hardware, it might be software or something, and information. We want to gather, do you like to purchase this kind of a software? Now, there are a lot of alternatives to Microsoft Word, isn't it? A lot of alternatives, but there are some problems in there. That's the reason people do not use. If there's a competitor comes to Word or Office package, definitely it's a big deal. There might be hidden businesses might be going here and there. That might be one reason. I don't know about that. But that's the reality. Somehow, the manager's success is often measured by the ratio between the inputs and the output. That's the responsibility. If you are a manager, your responsibility is to take all of these inputs and properly manage it and optimize the output. That means achieve the organization goals well. It might be enhance the profit by double in next month, or reduce the cost by double. That might be another organizational goal. This ratio is indication of organization productive. How much organization is productive or not? This organization is well productive when the project manager done the well job, use all of these resources well, and produce the proper output. That's an organizational productivity. All right, we'll do some application. We'll try these decisions. I call decisions all the time. It's like see one methodology for decision making. Sorry, there's a small spelling mistake. It's a decision making using data. One method is correlations, relationship between variables. Now, what are these relationships? Anyone know about these correlationships? Anyone? Sometimes you have heard or learned these things time back. Relationship between variables, yes, that's good. Positive or negative, very good. Yes, correlation can be -1 to +1, good. Have you learned these things in any other subject? Stat, all right. Statistics, so you have learned Pearson correlation. Yeah, good. PSN correlationship and all the stuff. Also, then that's nice. All right, then my job is much easier. These are like simple things. If you have learned these things, I just quickly go through these things. PSN correlationship, I'll quickly go through it, this one. And Kendall can rank correlationships, payment, point, biserial correlationship. So you have to learn these things, these three, definitely. I'll quickly go through this PSN correlationship. All right, in here, it's a strong positive correlationship. It's a weak positive correlationship, strong negative correlationship, weak negative, moderate negative, and no correlationship. Now, what are these correlations means? These are, this is x-axis and this is y-axis. And this x and y are two variables. We'll see one is we'll take one as selling of ice creams or something. The temperature as an effect or not. So these things. Purchasing ice creams or purchasing umbrellas. If there's a huge like rain, when it comes to rain, rain is going to be increased, then the possibility of purchasing an umbrella might be increased. If the rain is much, then the number of umbrellas can be purchased much. And there might be negatively also the same story. And here the equation. So I don't want to go through each one. Just a very simple thing. A method to measure the correlation between two variables. Further, it can improve the strength of linear relationship. Again, some error. A relationship between the tested two variables. Best for measured, which has interval scale. What is this interval scale? Any idea? Interval scale. Yes, there's an answer. Yeah, very good. It can be ranked, but it has no true zero. It's a certain range. Good. Very nice. Actually, very nice. Yes. Right. Scale from +1 to -1. When it is +1, it's a strong positive correlationship, which has highly correlated, connected with the other variable. As an example, the number of umbrella selling, number of umbrella sellings can be have like highly correlated to the rain. If the rain is going to be high, then the umbrella sellings might be very high. At the same time, it might be something like negative correlation. -1. Very strong. Negative correlation. If there's a rainy days are going much, then the selling of ice creams might be less. Once it comes to much rainy days, we don't purchase ice creams. If the less trainer, then the number of ice cream selling might be high. This is the usual range that you're going to learn. We have to learn, like -1 perfectly negative, +1 perfectly positive. In between that, it's -0.8, -0.5, -0.20, which is no association or no relationship at all. Then weakly positive, moderate positive, strong positive, right? I think if you have learned these things, I don't want to spend much time to elaborate most things. Just go through and we'll do some activity now. Right? Sorry. All right, I'll share one Excel sheet with you. I was planned to do the activity with you, but if you have learned these things, why I should disturb you? Right? I'll give the sole power to you to create relationship in between these classes. Let me share my screen quickly. All right. I think you can see the screen. Now here there are months, January, February, March, April, and up to December. And there are 3 main variables against ice cream sales, right? So I want to take a decision, a business decision, whether these are correlated with ice cream sales. As an example, is there any correlation in between mean temperature and the sales of ice creams? Mean rainfalls and ice cream sales, and number of football matches versus ice cream sales in each month. I'll share this sheet. Right? So what you need to do is you need to calculate the correlation in between these 3, and you have to confirm there's a highly positive or highly negative or moderate positive or moderate negative relationship in between these variables. And what's your conclusion? You can use the same extract Excel sheet to write the answer around this kind of a space. Right? You can use the same space. I'll open one location to submit. I'll give around 3 points for this activity. This is an in-class activity, so you have to complete within the class. It's not mandatory at all. It's not mandatory at all. Don't worry. If you have missed it, no worries at all. All right, I'll quickly share the Excel sheet with you, and I will give around 10 minutes to complete this activity. Is any questions? Yes, you have to find the correlationships, and you have to convince to your business owner if there's heavier rainy days, ice creams are not selling much or something. I don't know. It depends on the answers that you have to find. All right. Let me share this one quickly. Very basic question and easy question. I have shared the document in the chat. So you can start it now, or do I have shared only one? Sorry, I have shared only one. I have shared the Excel sheet with you. You can, if you know, you can write a Python program and you can upload it if you'd like. If you don't like, that's fine. Just at least have this Excel work. That's more than enough. But if you can do much more, really appreciate it. Like correlation graph. Once you complete the activity, you can upload to the module. I have created a place to upload. There are three variables available. What are these three variables? Three variables are mean temperature, mean rainfall, and the football matches. And you have to find the correlation between temperature versus ice cream sales, Rainfall versus ice cream sales, football matches versus ice cream sales. Any problems while opening the Excel sheet? You can't open the. Okay, what can I do is I'll add to the Moodle. I have added the same file to Moodle. If someone can't download it, you can go to the Moodle and the activity in class activity. You might be able to find it. You can find the sheet in the chat, or you can go to the Moodle and you can find the same file in the in-class activity. Yes, you have to use proper equation, Corel. You have to use the Corel. Don't do manually. Use Corel function. Or if you are using Python or R, no worries at all. You can upload the Python file or R file as your answer. Yes, I think time is enough, but I have given some additional time. If you'd like to complete the activity before 4 o'clock, you can submit uh, the activity. Right? The basic activity, just 3 chorus should write. That's it. That's all. If someone getting stuck, no worries at all. No marks for this one, but you can collect points. Why you should collect points? If any case your marks is not 50 out of 50 for your CAs, I can add these points as marks. So collect as much as you can. All right, let's go to the lesson again quickly. Enough, you can stop just for a while. I have opened this forum up to 4 o'clock, so you can complete later on. All right. See, right? As a self-study activity, you can learn this correlation versus causality, and the question is, does no correlation implies no causality? I will open a place to submit these documents. Probably don't write a lot, just 50 lines, 50 words, more than enough, right? For both. That means 25 words per, that's more than enough, right? Yeah, you can use SPSS, but I don't think so. You want much things like SPSS. Just Excel is more than enough. But if you like, just a recap for your stats work, that's good. All right, we'll go. That's my screen. Continuing the same thing, the types of decision supporting systems. The second one is model-driven decision supporting system. Now, model-driven decision supporting systems are used in many functional areas such as accounting and financial models, representation models, optimization models, and so on and so forth. Now, these are based on models, already developed models. Emphasize access to and manipulate of model. Simple statistical and analytical tools provide most elementary level of functionality. Some OLAPs, so we are going to learn about this online transaction processings, online analytical processings later on, right? Just some OLAP systems allow complex analysis of data may be classified as providing modeling, data retrieval, and data summarization functionality. So these are the basic types of decision supporting systems. One of another one, model-driven development based on the model. The third one is knowledge-driven decision supporting system. Knowledge-driven decision supporting system can suggest or recommend actions to managers. These are computer systems with specialized problem-solving expertise. The expertise consists of knowledge about particular domain. So basically, I don't want to go one by one. In general terms, knowledge-driven decision supporting system is a place where allows the decision supporting system to generate, use intelligence or knowledge. In simple terms, if I give a name for this knowledge one, intelligent decision supporting system, that's okay. This is the important point. Intelligent decision supporting systems. So knowledge-driven decision supporting systems are obviously good, right? It's beyond this one nowadays. Intelligent decision supporting systems are named. The buzzword is intelligent decision supporting systems. So your job, I think everyone is working on the activity, so no worries at all, except few students. I think they have already give up for the subject. Sometimes I don't know. Somehow, knowledge-driven decision supporting systems are mining or finding or reveal most important patterns in an unstructured data warehouses or the data repositories. and provide some meaningful insights for the customers, clients, or any other one who requested that. That's one of major implementation, major concern in here. So identify the hidden patterns in the database. So this is something quite hard, not something easier. It's quite hard, tactical, strategical. Much confusions are there. Arguments are there, obviously. Different arguments. But if you follow that same process that we have discussed a little bit later, the decision-making process, we can optimize the process time to time by iterating the most important factors. All right. That's all that I want to give you today. I wish to upload some another video also. If you'd like, you can refer it, which is the last year lecture and the lecture slides even. I will upload those things also, then you can learn a bit more and you can go through the reference book and go through much on the subject area and understand well. All right, we'll come to the questions. First of all, I think there was a question related to your quiz. What's the question? There was a question related to quiz. I can't remember where is it. How many words do we need to have the right? My expectation is your draft proposal, draft report is the complete report, except a few things, just like grammar and other stuff, right? It's the complete report. Like you just have to complete the referencing. You just need to complete like some alignments and other stuff. Apart from that, the complete report you can submit as a draft. So that's the best possible. But I know it's quite tedious time. You are suffering with a lot of things. So that's okay. At least like half of the document you can submit in there. No word limit at all. And no specific marks are allocated. But you have to submit it, right? No marks allocated, nothing. But it's mandatory to submit whatever the stuff that you have done. Unless it might be affect like deduction of 5%. If you haven't submitted, that means 5% reduction. I told it last time also. 5% deduction if you haven't submitted, at least up to some extent. If you have completed your background and some introduction, even that's fine. You can submit it. You can't simply skip it. By submitting, you do not get a mark. But if you do not submit, you might deduct 5% of your mark as a later submission penalty. All right. Any other questions? Here. Which quiz? In-class quiz. That's fine. No worries. It's just points only. Don't worry. It's just points. By missing that, nothing will happen to you. It's just some sort of points. You can additional points you can collect. That's it. Don't worry. If you want, I can enable it. Yeah, I can enable it for next hour, so you can do it again. There are some power cuts and other stuff, so no worries. I'll accept up to next hour. For 4 o'clock, I'll stop it. I have enabled, so you can. Yeah, obviously you have to use IEEE template. It's mandatory. In any case that you are much familiar with APA referencing, no worries at all. Your referencing style can be APA, but the template you have to follow IEEE. Yeah, you by completing this Microsoft 365 training plus certification, not only the training is just attending. By completing this certification, you can get 40 points. That's a big amount. So simply do the certification, complete the certification before you are like May, right? May, end of May, you can get 40 marks. So without any problem, easily. That's very good actually. Rather than trying any other things, the best thing is do this Microsoft 365, not Microsoft 365 certification, right? So do the certification. That's valuable for your life, because you know these assessments are everything we kept in here and leave. No one knows what happens, but your certification might value for your life forever. It's a personal growth. So don't give up that training. Take that certification, right? Yeah, it's ERP training. Yeah, I just proposed to have this ERP training. Uh, yeah, you can. I think they are allowed to next couple of months to complete the certification. No, no, no. You can't simply skip the report. You have to submit the report. All right. You have to submit your assessment. That's mandatory, right? If your report is not good, I can get some marks from this like others to get 50 out of 50 for your assessment. That's my target. And the other hand, by attending for these, getting these certifications are valuable for your life. That's why I'm motivating to do these certifications. Don't skip this report, right? Don't skip this report. You can have some, you can do the report, or you have to do the report, but do the certification also. Then that's best. IEEE guidelines are given. It's in there. Sample is given in the link. I have given a link. Coefficient, there are 3 columns. I can't remember the columns. Quickly, I check. These columns, you have to check against. Yeah. You have to find correlationships in mean temperature versus ice cream sales. That's the first one. The second correlationship is mean rainfall versus ice cream sales. The third correlationship in between football matches versus ice cream sales. All right. The next. The next question quickly. Let's see as a question. Any questions? Any questions? There's a question like, can we say like combination of ERP and DSS, EAS and ISS? No, you need to integrate some intelligence. ERP plus DSS is not IDSS. Right? So you have to integrate some intelligent components, artificial intelligence, neural networks, and other stuff. At least like natural language processing. I just saw one student doing one report on this natural language processing. All right, that's it. No more questions. Yeah, there's another question quickly. Yeah, expert systems you can use. Expert systems, that's fine. Definitely you have to do the assignment, right? You have to do the assignment quickly. In any case, your topic is not good, I will send an email to you, but as of now, I don't think there's an issue. That's fine for me. Your topics are okay for me, so no worries at all. Table of contents and everything in the IEEE template. Yes, you have to follow this IEEE template, abstract, introduction, background, then methodology, analysis, research, and research, conclusion, references. Word count, I think 5,000 is okay, right? It's not a big deal. Five thousand is just 2 columns, 6 pages, 6 to 8 pages maximum. So I don't think so. You can't fill 6 pages to 8 pages. So I 2 months before we have started, right, the work. So sufficient time. All right then. Thank you for attending. The Microsoft ERP training is not something that it's not something what we call mandatory. It's just optional. What you need to do is you need to first register for that. If you miss that registration, the date is already due. But the future there are some more trainings, so you can register for any of date. Then attend for that training, and then now you have to attend 2 days. I think, yeah, 2 days training. After completing that 2 days training, they are sending an email to you to register for the certification. Before register for the certification, make sure to go through a few times like other resources and some practicals that available. Plenty of resources available. Even in Microsoft, there are few resources available for self-study. So you can go through all of these things. Then register for the certification for a date and time. You can do it like any date and time that you like. Then once you complete your certification, you are getting a certification automated, like digital certificate. That's it. With a URL, you can share with your friends and the others also, if you'd like. Just you want to get 40 points is just download that certificate and include the URL and upload to the given location. That's it. Clear? Any other questions? All right then. See you. Bye bye. We'll meet next week.